Good morning, Mississinewa baseball fans. We're getting ready for action here at Rick Atkinson Field between the Jay County Patriots and your Mississinewa Indians. Give you a quick starting lineup for the Indians here. Leading off will be Nolan Quader. He graduated. Great start here, guys. Callan Quader playing shortstop. Batting second will be Yoder in left field. Batting third will be the third baseman, Leighton Stearns. Batting cleanup will be the first baseman, Kellen Rock. Leo Matamoros will be playing second base, batting fifth. Bryson Vasquez in center field, batting sixth. Kyler Thompson behind the plate, catching, batting seventh. Levi Crandall out in right field, batting eighth. And finishing the lineup, batting ninth, is the DH, Jasper Ballage. Pitching today will be number 12, Gavin Baumgartner. I believe this is his first time pitching this season, so he looked focused warming up, so we'll see how that goes for him today. Quick run-up of the batting order for the Patriots is number 1, Byram, playing third. Number 2, Schumanauer, catching. Fugiet, shortstop. Wendell at second. Summers, DH. Phillips, left field. Brown in right field. Giesemann at first, and Tetmore in center field. We have a first pitch here. Dylan Otis, a former Mississinewa Indian. He is going into the Marine Corps, so ceremonial first pitch here for the Indians.
Full of determination, Dylan is answering the call to protect and defend the freedoms we all cherish. We're proud of him, we support him, and we thank him for his commitment, his bravery, and his willingness to serve. Please rise as we please join us and give a round of applause to Dylan as he takes the mound in today's ceremonial first pitch. A small but meaningful salute from his baseball family as he prepares to take one of the most important roles in service to our nation. He's a little rusty compared to last year. Umpires for today.
Indians are taking the field. Like I said, Dylan Otis graduated last year, one of our star pitchers, led us in a sectional win.
Defensive lineman for Mississinewa.
Little, just a bit outside on that first pitch, but hey, like announcer Kirk said, he's a little rusty from last year.
Third base, number 24, Leighton Stearns. Shortstop, number 14.
Indians come into the day 1-1 on the season.
Seth Yoder.
They won their opening matchup of the year against Kokomo
Right field,
on a
17,
seventh-inning walk-off RBI single by Kyler Thompson,
Kyler Thompson. And on the mound,
bringing in Elijah Monday to score.
Gavin
They then lost their second game in a very close, hard-fought game. All game with 4-3, I believe, was the score against the Wabash Apaches.
for Jake
So they are coming in looking to get back on another W in the column, and they have a doubleheader today. See if we can get 2 in the column. The Jay County Patriots are coming in 0-2 on the season, so they're trying to notch that first win, and they will bat first.
Second baseman number 8, Grant Wendell. Batting 5th, designated hitter number 27, Cade Summers. Batting 6th, left fielder number 14, Aiden Phillips. Batting 7th, right fielder number 22, Leighton Brown. Batting 8th, first baseman number 17, Joseph Eastman. And batting 9th, center fielder number 21, Brady Jetmore.
All right, Gavin is done with his warm-up pitches, and we are getting ready for baseball here this morning at Rick Atkinson Field, 10 a.m. Game 2 to follow. Third baseman Byram leading off for the Patriots.
Third baseman number 9, Gavin Byron.
Baumgartner is ready. Byram is ready. And here we go. First pitch of the day is a ball in the dirt, and we are underway here at Mississinewa High School. Just outside for pitch number 2. 2-0 count here to start off. Like I said, this is Gavin's first time pitching on the year, so he will look to get off to a good start this season. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 now. That's going to be a strike. So we brought the count back 2-2. And that's going to be behind the batter. Full count now on the first batter of the game for the Patriots. Ball's going to be chopped to shortstop. Callan gets it, and he fires. Ball is going to be over the head of Kellen Rock, but I don't think he was going to get the out anyway. Byram was hustling down the line, so that's going to be an infield single.
Bring up
to lead off the game for the Patriots.
Catcher number 7, Drew Shimanow.
Just outside for ball number 1. Runner on first base here. Callan made a good play on that, but like I said, Byram was just hustling down the line too fast and was not able to get him. Outside, they're going to snap throw to first and almost get the runner Byram at first. 2-0 now. Nice throw there by Kyler. Byram has a good lead over there at first. He is not going. Pitch is going to be a strike on the outside corner. Ooh. Outside for ball number 3. So 3-1 count here with the runner on first on the catcher, Schumanauer. And Gavin delivers. It's going to be a swing and a far foul ball onto the tennis courts over here at Mississinewa. And the count runs full. So full count on the first 2 batters of the game. Already at 12 pitches through 2 batters. The runner is going, and it's going to be a swing and a miss. Strikeout. The throw is well into center field, so the runner does advance on the stolen base, but gets the strikeout for out number 1. Brings up shortstop number 20, shortstop Fugit. Pitch is just a bit high for ball number 1. That's going to be outside, and they're going to snap throw to second. They have him. And it must have missed the tag because the ball was there in plenty of time. Kyler Thompson had him dead to rights at second. I'm guessing Callan missed the tag because the ball got there before the runner got back to the bag. Nonetheless, it is a 2-0 count now on the batter Fugit. And that's going to be 3-0 now. So Gavin has started all 3 of these batters off with at least a 2-0 count. See if he can fight back in this one. He does right there. That's a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 now. And everyone thought it was called a strike, but the umpire did not. So that's going to be a walk for Fugit. It's going to be runners on first and second. It's only 1 out here in the first inning. That brings up Wendell, the second baseman. Bunt attempt is going to go foul for strike number 1. Yeah, I'm not quite sure you'd be trying to sacrifice here for your second out just to get runners at second and third. And he's he's doing it again, and he puts a good bunt down. And they're going to get the runner at second base and then go back to first, and no double play there, but they do get the runner at second. So it'll be runners at first and third with 2 outs now.
Second base, runners on the corners, 2 outs. Brings up designated hitter number 27, Kate Summers.
So runners on first and third with 2 outs here. Gavin can get a big out here and get out of the inning after a little bit of trouble in inning number 1 with a strike number 1 right there. Pitch is underway, and it's going to be a swing and a foul ball. So an 0-2 count here on Summers, the DH. One more pitch here, and Gavin works into trouble, but he works himself out in inning number 1. That's going to be a swing and a miss, and Gavin Baumgartner gets out of the inning with the swing strikeout for out number 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the first cuts for the Indians right after this. Callan Quater will lead off for the Indians in the bottom of the first inning. Good job of Gavin to get out of that first inning, working into trouble a little bit, but he made the pitches to get out of it. And Callan will hit a ground ball to third baseman. The third baseman gets it. He is hustling down the line, but they're going to get him by 2 steps at first base for the first out of the inning. Seth Yoder, the left fielder, now steps into the box. 1 pitch, 1 out for Jay County. That is going to be a strike. Oh, never mind. He called it a ball. Looked right down the middle to me, but I will take it. That is also going to be a ball. So 2-0 on Seth Yoder. That's going to be a foul ball out into the parking lot. I do not hear an alarm, so if a car got hit, If it was mine, it wouldn't be an alarm, so we'll see after the game. But 2-1 now on Seth Yoder. That's going to be a swinging back. It's going to go up the middle, and that's going to be a tough play, but they made it. What a good play there by the second baseman to get a hustling Yoder. Thought it was going to be pretty tough there to get Yoder, but the second baseman came up firing for out number 2. Quick first 2 outs here for the pitcher of Jay County. Brings up the third baseman, Leighton Stearns. That is a ball on the inside corner. It's going to be a swing and a high pop fly in the infield. Third baseman is settling under it, and he will make the catch for out number 3. Indians go down quickly, 1, 2, 3, and we'll go into the top of the second. The warm-ups are done for Gavin in the top of the second inning. Leading off for the Patriots will be the left fielder, Phillips. A little bit warmer today at Atkinson Field. Tuesday was quite a cold one. Still cold up here in this press box, but nice sun is blaring out there. Phillips will lead it off for the Patriots in inning number 2. 0-0. That's going to be a strike. Hopefully Gavin has settled in a little bit here. The last 2 or 3 batters he's led off with strikes rather than 2-0 counts. Get settled in here. First game, like I said, first game of the season, so a little nerve-wracking sometimes, but that ball's going to be in the dirt, go to the backstop. And they'll get a new one. That's going to be a hit by pitch, and the runner will move to first base.
They'll bring up right fielder, number 22, Leighton Brown.
Brings up Brown, the right fielder. Patriots are getting some good leads over there at first base. Ball 1. That's going to be a swing and a foul ball. Trickles over to the Indians' dugout. 1-1 count here. Runner on first base after the hit by pitch. Just underway here at Atkinson Field. The score is 0-0. And the top of the second. That pitch is going to be way outside. Good stop there by Thompson to not allow it to get to the backstop. Swing, and that ball's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Get to second for 1, and they go to first. And they call him safe, just a half a step for the double play. Great play by Quadrer and Leo to get the force out at second base. But that is all they were getting, and they just were a half a step away from a double play. And that brings up the first baseman, Giesman. And he's going to take off from first base, swing and a miss. The throw down is going to be way off the mark, not in time. So that is a stolen base
Steal second base, rather.
For Brown. Way outside again for ball number 2. Be a swing and a miss, strike 1. Runner on second after the fielder's choice. Almost a double play. About a half a step, if anything. And he stole second base to get to second. So 1 out here. It's going to be a 2-1 count on batter. Just inside again. Almost hit him again. 3-1 now. Ball's going to be hit, chopped. Ooh, almost. Kind of rode the third base line there up until the third base bag and then kicked foul. So it'll be a full count now with the runner on second. Swing and a pop fly out of play. Swing and another foul ball. Battling here.
You're wrong, dude. I don't care.
It's going to be another rocket foul ball. So this Giesman is battling here against Baumgartner. And all the official scores up here have a walk right there, but the umpire has missed the pitch, so the Indians will take that advantage. And now it's 3-2, even though it was previously 3-2. But the umpire missed a pitch, so Gavin gets away with one. See if he can take advantage of it. And he's going to be a ground ball to second base. Leo's going to come up with it, firing to first, and gets the out at first. So it didn't come back to hurt the Indians, and they took advantage of it. So we'll take that extra pitch. And that will bring up the second out of the inning, and that brings up the center fielder, Tetmore. Good battle there from Giesman. 2 outs, runner on third base. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Swing and a foul ball. Foul tip. 0-2 on the number 9 hitter, Tetmore. So both innings, the Patriots have gotten runners to third base with 2 outs. We're not able to cash in the first inning. Gavin is trying to not let them cash in here in the second. 0-2 count. And he winds up and delivers outside, ball 1. In the dirt, ball 2. The runner on third did not get a good secondary lead and hesitate a little bit, so they do not try to score, which is another break for the Indians here in this inning. Again, let's see if the Indians can take advantage of that break and get out of it without allowing a run. Swing and a ground ball to shortstop. Quadra comes up with it. He fires across the diamond, and the ball gets away from Kellen Rock. And a run will score on the error.
Brown scores from third. Runner on first, 2 down. Brings up top of the order. Third baseman number 9, Gavin Byron.
That is going to be an error, I believe, on Quadra, unfortunately. Definitely thought Rock could have caught that ball, at least come off the bag to catch it, but that's going to be an error in E6. And that keeps the inning going for the leadoff hitter, Byram. So Gavin Baumgartner made the pitch to get out of the inning. His defense kind of let him down a little bit there. That's going to be a strike, number 2 on Byram. Ball again hit the shortstop Quadra. They're going to go the short way and barely get the runner out at second, but it will count nonetheless, and the Indians get away with allowing 1 run on no hits. Hit by pitch, fielder's choice, error, allows the run to score. So we'll come back for the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Indians in the bottom of the second inning will be Kellen Rock, the first baseman.
Bottom of the second, first baseman number 10, Kellen Rock.
First pitch is a strike right down the heart of the plate. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. Patriots pitcher is working pretty quickly, throwing strikes, getting quick, easy outs. See if the Indians can kind of make it work a little bit more here. Swinging that ball is going to be a fly ball to center field. Center fielder's coming in on it, and he misplays the ball, and it's going to drop. That's considered a double. It should be considered an error, but how they rule it is a double for Kellen Rock.
Rock hits one to center field, drops in, and he reaches second base. That brings up Indian second baseman, number 1, Leo Nakamoto.
Yeah, like I was saying, that should be considered an error, but in the MLB, if they miss it in their lights or it moves and it drops in front of them, they will call that a hit. So first pitch to Leo is a ball. So the Indians have their first base runner of the game. Nobody outs with the guy on second. See if they can move him over and get him in. Ball number 2 on Leo Matamoros.
Rock steals third base.
And Rock did a delayed steal for third base, and he made it safely. I was looking down at my scorecard. I didn't even see it happen. He watched the catcher as soon as he threw it back. He took off and no throw. Safely at third base. Good heads-up base running by Kellen Rock. Ball's in the dirt, and Kellen Rock's going to try to score. Gets to the backstop. They throw it in. It's an air ball throw, and he's safe at home.
Scores on the wild pitch.
That run is all Rock. Double, stolen base to third, and advances the score on the wild pitch. Great base running all around by Kellen Rock in that inning. So, we start the inning over. Nobody out. 3-0 count on Leo Matamoros. He's going to hit a ball to the second baseman, and they're going to get the easy out for 3 for the first out of the inning. Brings up the center fielder, Bryson Vasquez.
Brings up center fielder number 3, Bryson Vasquez.
That pitch must be a little high because, again, that one looked right down the middle up here. But the umpire calls it a ball. Swing and a ball hit down to the third baseman. He's going to come up firing and get the out at first. So the infield for the Jay County Patriots is playing well today.
Brings up Indian catcher number 9.
Bringing up Kyler Thompson. Swing and a foul ball straight back. If the fence wasn't here, we would have caught it. Not quite. Outside for ball 1. 1-1 count on the catcher, Kyler Thompson. Kyler Thompson was the one that got the walk-off hit against Kokomo in the first game of the season. And that's going to be strike number 2. He squatted down and thought it was a little low, but the umpire disagreed. 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Swing and a foul ball out towards the cars and the track. I know I said it was slightly warmer today, but it doesn't feel like it up here in the press box. Swing and a hit towards the second baseman. Again, the infield for the Patriots is gobbling it up everything, and Kyler is out for the third out of the inning. However, the Indians get one hit, one run, nobody left on base. Kellen Rock manufactures a run all by himself, and the Indians are tied 1-1 going into the third. All right, we are in the top of the third inning. Kellen Rock was able to manufacture a run all by himself to tie the score 1-1. And we have a brand new ball game. Leading off for the Patriots is the catcher, Schumanauer. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. And he swings at that one and will foul it off. Swing, and that's going to be a foul ball out towards the tennis courts again for an 0-2 count. Good start to the inning by Baumgartner here. Quickly getting ahead 0-2 on the catcher, Schumanauer. Pitch is delivered, and that hits him barely on the jersey. It must have just snipped his jersey, but that's going to be a second hit by pitch for Gavin. And as quickly as I say, good start in an 0-2 count. He hits the runner, and looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher here. That's going to be, it looks like number 6, Wyatt Foster, will be the courtesy runner for the catcher.
Courtesy runner, Jake County, number 6, Wyatt Foster.
Brings up the shortstop, Fugit. Check on the runner. Another good crowd here for the Mississinewa baseball. The fans and parents surviving the cold, and that's going to be a third hit by pitch for Gavin Baumgartner. And he's going to have runners on first and second with nobody out.
There's a second baseman, number 8, Grant Wendell.
And it's going to be interesting to see how Stearns and Mulvaney mess with the pitching today, because their two main pitchers, Stearns and Schwartz, cannot pitch today because they pitched just a couple days ago, and their pitch counts are not allowing them to pitch today. So I guess they do have Ayala if they need. Runners are going to go, and they're going to throw down to third, and they're going to get the run. They're going to gun the runner at third. Great throw and tag by Thompson and Stearns. They are going to get a stolen base. It was a double steal, so Fugit advances to second on the stolen base, but is a caught stealing for Thompson to get the first out of the inning. And the batter did swing on the pitch, so that is strike number one. Swing and a foul ball down the third base line. 0-2. What a great throw. A perfect throw on the money. All Layton had to do is catch and tag right in front of the bag. Tried a swim move. Almost got in there, but the umpire said he tagged him before he did. And a third hit by pitch in a row for Gavin Baumgartner. Now we just need another double steal to get the runner out again. This is the fourth hit by pitch of the game for Gavin. And what I was saying earlier, Stearns and Schwartz cannot pitch today. And Kavion Martin, I believe, is still not with the team. So I guess they have Ayala if they need. So this is all new players that came up from JV because we graduated so many, so I'm not sure who all the pitching options are down there. I just know they have Kenny if they need him. They're probably trying to avoid using Kenny in this game because they probably want him to start in game number 2. Swing and a foul tip. Swing, and that's going to be, looked like it was going fair a second, but it goes foul. So 1-2 count on the DH Summers. Let's see if Gavin can strike him out or get an out here. Ball on the outside corner. You can see Gavin's trying to stay away a little bit. He doesn't want to get inside. He hasn't been able to get that location on the inside part of the plate yet because he's hit 4 batters, so maybe a little nervous. Swing, and that's going to be a ball hit to the shortstop. Colin Quater's not going to be able to come up with an out, but he does stop it from getting to the outfield, which potentially saved a run. But Seth Yoder was right behind him, so maybe not. But either way, the runners advance, and we are at bases loaded. It's going to be an infield single for Summers, and now we have bases loaded with 1 out here. And Gavin will go back to the windup. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Good pitch there from Baumgartner. Left fielder Phillips is up. He was the first hit by pitch victim of the game and then got out on a fielder's choice 6-4 on the bases. That was back in the second inning. And they're stealing home, and they put a bunt up, and it's a foul ball. And I think this is exactly what happened with the Indians back when they played Kokomo. He probably would have just stole home if he didn't foul the ball off. By the time the ball got to the plate, he was almost at the dirt already, so that was going to be Very close, but they tried a suicide squeeze just like the Indians did against Kokomo, and it turned out the exact same way. Ball was fouled off, and they have to go back. And now Baumgartner does exactly what the Kokomo pitcher did, go back to the stretch. But neither way, 0-2 count. Ball is hit to the shortstop. They're going to go to second for one. Go to first. And he's barely safe again. Oh, my goodness. Both those double play balls. He is safe by maybe a half a step combined on both of those. So the runner advancing to second is out on the fielder's choice 6-4. For the second out of the inning. And Phillips will get to first on the fielder's choice. So there are 2 outs now, runners on first and third, and the Patriots score their second run of the game. And I'm telling you, you can't see it on the cameras very well here, but both double play balls that the Indians had chances on, those runners were safe by probably a half a step combined between the two of them. Very close plays there. 1-0 count on the right fielder, Brown. 1-1 count on the right fielder, Brown. Brown reached on a fielder's choice. He stole second in the second inning and then came across to score on a ground out, I believe. No, he scored on the error. That is going to be a ball. Yeah, Brown scored on the error throw from Quaderer to Rock. Ball on the inside corner for a strike. 2 strikes on Brown. Gavin needs one more good pitch right here to get out of the inning and minimize the damage at 1. Runner at first has a huge lead. He is going to take off. And his ball's going to be in the dirt. And the runner is trying to score. And Gavin doesn't really cover home. Now they run to third, and he is safe at third. So a stolen base for the runner at first, and he advances to third on the throw.
Wendell scores on the wild pitch.
And Wendell is going to score on the wild pitch. To me, it didn't think that Gavin thought they had a chance of getting him. But Kyler came up gunning. It was going to be a close play either way, but runner scores, and now a runner on third base. Full count, and that's a walk.
Brown draws a walk that brings up third baseman number 17, Joseph Eastman.
It looks like Jasper. Runner is going to second, and they're going to allow him to steal. They're not going to throw through. So Brown will steal second base to have runners on second and third now with 2 outs. That was a ball on Giesman. The Indians do have somebody warming up in the bullpen. We can't tell exactly who it is. Swing and a miss. And just like the second inning, hit by pitches and walks and wild pitches have scored the runs for the Patriots. The Patriots have not had a base hit or even anything near the outfield in this inning. 3 hit by pitches, a fielder's choice, a wild pitch, a couple of stolen bases, and that's how they've scored their 2 runs. So as we were just complimenting the Patriots' infield defense in the last inning, the infield defense for the Indians has not quite been up to par so far in this game. 2-2 count now on Giesman. 2 outs, runners on second and third. Swing, and that ball's going to be chopped right in front of the mound. Gavin's going to come up. He's going to fire to first. Going to get off the pull Rock off the bag, but Rock makes a great play to tag the runner before he can score. Before he can get to the bag. That's going to be a 1-3 put out, and that's going to finally be the 3rd out of the inning. But The Patriots leave 2 on, and they score 2 in that inning with no hits. We'll be back for the bottom of the third to see if the Indians can respond. Leading off the bottom of the third for the Indians will be the freshman right fielder Levi Crandall. We were just talking up here in the press box. The obvious difference in the game right now is the 4 hit by pitches and error on the Indians, allowing the 3 runs. Ball is going to first pitch put in play to the short side, but this one eats them up, and they're not going to be able to get it. As I just said, the infield defense was great for the Patriots. The error on the shortstop allows Crandall to get to first. Not beautiful by the Indians, but they will take anything they can get right now. So Crandall's on first. He has a sizable lead over there. He takes an extra step. He's going to be going. Ball's going to be hit into the gap. That's going to be a tough play for either fielder. The center fielder makes the catch on this one. And Crandall has to retreat back to first base. Great catch by the center fielder there. Way more difficult than that first one he dropped. But he made this one when it mattered. Because if that dropped, Crandall was going to get to third. So Crandall's still on first base. 1 out now. That brings us back to the top of the order with Nolan. I did it again. Nolan Quadrer. It's Callan Quadrer. Not Nolan. Callan Quadrer. He grounded out on the first pitch of the game to the third baseman. Ball outside. They do a snap throw to first, and the ball gets away. But Crandall did not see it in time and hesitated, so he stays at first base. Good job backing up by the right fielder there. But they keep checking on Crandall because he is getting a big secondary lead. Anything in the gap, Crandall's going to score with how big of a secondary lead he has. But Indians are worried about just getting one into the outfield here. And that time they got Crandall.
Pick off the first base for the second out.
And that's going to be a pickoff. So Crandall led off the inning, getting on first base, and then we have a fly out and a pickoff, and now all of a sudden the Indians are 1-1 count on Quadrer with 2 outs here. Nothing going right for the Indians so far today. Ball high, 2-1. We talk all the time about stolen base people who love stealing bases. If you're going to have that big of a lead, you have to make sure that you're going to be able to get back on any pickoff attempt. I believe that's the second time Crandall's been picked off this season already in the 3 games. So maybe he needs to shorten his lead a little bit if he can't get back to the back in time. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. That's going to be a full count on Callan Quadrer. Swing and a miss, strikeout. And a good bounce back from the pitcher after the leadoff guy gets on. Pop out, pick off, strikeout, and we're going to the fourth. Indians trail 3-1. Top of the fourth inning for the Patriots. Leading off is Tetmore. He reached on an error that scored the Patriots' first run in the second inning. And we have discovered that Jasper Ballage is the Indian warming up in the bullpen. And he's going to try to bunt, and it's going to be a foul ball for strike number one. Gavin Baumgartner at 70 pitches at the moment. Through 3 innings and 1 pitch. Leighton Stearns in on the grass. See if he will try to bunt again. He does not. He's going to take a strike for strike number 2. 0-2 count. 2 of those hit by pitches in the last inning were on 0-2 counts. So let's see what happens here. Swing and a ball hit towards Leighton. He makes a nice scoop throw to first base, and he's going to get the runner in time. There's a great play by the Indians defense. Nice scoop by Leighton Stearns. And nice throw. First out of the inning. Brings up the top of the order. And I'll tell you what, batting 3 times in 4 innings is a successful thing for your lineup. Single in the first inning for Byram, and he reached on a fielder's choice. No, sorry, he got out on a fielder's choice. And another first pitch ground ball to Leighton. He's going to have to get rid of it quickly. And he does by half a step. And this hopefully looking like to be a quick inning for Gavin. Knock on wood. After I said 69 pitches through 3 innings, and he is at 4 pitches through the first 2 outs of this inning. Gavin and the Indians could use a really quick inning right here, and that was going to be a fly ball down the left field line, out of play, close to the people playing on the tennis courts, and almost hit Coach Brooks on the gator down there. But Coach Brooks is he's chill. He didn't even move. Nonchalant, as the kids now these days say. He didn't even move. And I'm going to take that one, guys. I'm gonna say that one's on me. Hit by pitch. His second hit by pitch of the game. So he's been on base 2 out of his 3 plate appearances, and 2 of them are hit by pitches. Both of them are hit by pitches. And just when I say 2 quick outs, we have another hit by pitch. So 5 hit by pitches on the game for Gavin Baumgartner. Coach Stearns is out to talk. And at this point, it looks like he's giving them some, just make sure you really snap those breaking balls. Picking up some trash on the way out. What a good coach. Cleaned up his field. Gavin hasn't pitched bad today. It's just been those hit by pitches. Like I said, he's only given up one hit. There's only been one error. It's just when you have the 5 hit by pitches, there's really no room for error. So that brings up Fugit, the shortstop, after they check on the runner. Fugit reached on a walk in the first inning and got hit by a pitch in the third. So he is technically 0 for 0 today, but a 100% on base percentage. Swing, and that's going to be a line drive down the left field line, just foul. Oh, and when I say just, that was probably an inch or two foul. That probably would have been a run-scoring double at least. Seth does have a good arm out there, but I know Schumanauer is really fast over there at first. So either way, it would have been a double, second and third, or third and home. So, but one strike nonetheless. All that loud noise for one strike. Another check on Schumanauer at first. Sorry, that is not Schumanauer at first. That is the courtesy runner, Foster. Forgot Schumanauer is the catcher, so they courtesy runner him. Ball in the dirt, goes back to the backstop, and Foster will advance on the wild pitch.
Foster advances to second base on the wild pitch.
Swing and a miss for strike number 2. 5 stolen bases, 2 wild pitches, 5 hit by pitches, and 1 hit. And that's how the Patriots have their 3 runs. Swing, ground ball to third base. It eats Leighton up. Ball gets behind him to the infield. They're going to send the runner. Callan makes the throw home. It's going to be close. And they gunned him at home. Great play by Callan Quaderer, backing up the third baseman to get the runner at home.
Final out of the inning.
So how that is scored is Fugit will reach on the error by the third baseman. But Foster will get thrown out at home 6-2, trying to advance. Gotta love keeping an official scorebook up here. Not official, but as official as it can be right now. Unofficially, officially. But nonetheless, no damage done in that inning. Another hit by pitch, but Gavin and the Indians work out of it, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th. All right, leading off for the Indians will be Seth Yoder.
Leading off for the Indians, left fielder number 7, Seth Yoder.
We were just talking about pitch counts for both pitchers. Gavin's close to 80 pitches, and that's close to my car. Exactly why I parked behind the tree. It hit the branch and stopped. So we're safe. My car lives another day. But that is an 0-1 count. And that ball's going to be hit towards the third space. Took a bad hop. I'm not going to give him an error on that one because that took a hard
Go to the
hop.
base on it.
So
Still hit.
that is the first, technically the second hit of the game. As we were saying, that's going to be a hit. Even if the third baseman got the ball cleanly, it's going to be almost impossible to gun Seth out from across the field there. So, first batter on. See if the Indians can put something together here. Seth Yoder on first base. Leighton Stearns takes the ball in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher. Could this be the inning? I was saying we were talking about pitch count for both teams. After 3 innings, the Patriots pitcher only had 29 pitches compared to 69 for Gavin. And that ball's going to hit right to the first baseman. He's going to go to second. And they're going back to first, and they get Leighton Stearns for the 3-6. 3-6-1 double play. That's going to bring up Kellen Rock. Kellen Rock is the only person to score or really do anything. For the Indians. He's going to take strike one.
First baseman number 10, Kellen Rock.
Kellen Rock had the only hit before that Seth Yoder one, which, as we talked about, really shouldn't be called a hit, but it is. Pop fly to center field that the center fielder just misplayed and dropped in front of him for a double. Then he delayed stole to get to third base and scored on a pass at a wild pitch. That's the only run of the game for the Indians. That's going to be a ball in the dirt. And as we were talking, leadoff base hit to start the inning and then a double play. Again, nothing going right here for the Indians. They just cannot get anything working against the Patriots pitcher. Nice line drive to the shortstop. One hop. He's going to grab, fire to first. Off the bag. The throw pulled him off the bag, and it looked like to me from here, it looked like the first baseman got the tag, but the umpire says no, and the coach is coming out to talk. Can't really change your call on this one, so he's going to be safe. Oh, they're going to talk about it. They're going to go down and talk to the head umpire and see what he thinks. This would be very unfortunate for the Indians if they change the call here. The Patriots are almost off the field. And they're going to change it, and they're going to call them out. And I think that is the right call. It's just unfortunate for the Indians that it happened right there. So, leadoff base hit turns into a double play and a ground out, and the Indians come away empty in the bottom of the fourth. We're going to the fifth. pitcher for the Indians is number 8, the freshman Jasper Ballage. Gavin Baumgartner, 4 innings, 79 pitches, only allowed 1 hit, but gave up 3 runs. 2 of them earned, but allowed 5 stolen bases and 5 hit by pitches. Ballage is going to throw a first pitch inside for Wendell. I almost called him Joey Wendell, which is an MLB player, but Joey Wendell also plays second base in the MLB. Wendell reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and was hit by a pitch in the third inning. Moved to second on a wild pitch and then scored later in the inning. 2-0 in the fifth. Ball hit to Colin Quater at short, but eats him up a little bit, but he gets back up in time and makes a throw, but throw in the dirt, and Kellen Rock is not able to pick it. So that's going to be not a single, but that's going to be an error on the throw from Colin Quaterer.
Designated hitter number 27, Cade Summers.
I'll tell you, the box score is going to look real weird for the Patriots today. There's going to be a lot of O-fers, but there's going to be a lot of O for O's too. A lot of hit by pitches, walks, fielder's choices, errors. Only 1 hit allowed by the Indians pitching today, which normally on a good day is fantastic. Incredible. But 2 errors, 5 hit by pitches. First pitch to the DH Summers was a ball. Jasper delivers a pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. In the dirt, ball 2. Slowly getting his lead over there at first. The ball's going to be hit out of play, back towards some vehicles, but not towards mine. But we're okay.
That ball to one of the dugouts.
2-2 count on the DH Summers. Runner on first. He got there by an error on the throw for Colin Quaterer. Ball's going to be in the dirt. Wild pitch. The runner's trying to advance. Kyler did not see that the runner was advancing in time, and he will advance on the wild pitch. Another wild pitch that allows a runner to advance. Very sloppy from the Indians today. And that's going to be a walk.
Summers throws a walk.
So again, only 1 hit, but an error and a walk. Runners on first and second with nobody out. That brings up Phillips, the left fielder. He reached on a hit by pitch and a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss. Ball barely inside. Inside corner for a strike. 1-2 count now on the left fielder Phillips. Outside, ball number 2. Swing and a ball hit towards the shortstop. Ground ball. They go to second for one. They go to first for the double play. Great play. 6-4-3 double play. Runner does advance to third. But the Indians will take that for 2 outs. So, runner on third now with 2 outs on the great double play by Quadro, Matamoros, and Rock. And Jasper is 1 batter away from getting out of this. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch is a ball, so 2-0 count now on the right fielder Brown. Brown reached on a fielder's choice, came around to score in the second inning, and then walked in the third inning and had a stolen base. Just a bit high for ball number 3. Two outs here for the Indians. They're going in. Ballage is going in the windup, not attempting a steal this time. Strike number 1. I would not be surprised if in a 3-1 game they do attempt that. Another suicide squeeze, especially with Ballage in the windup. They're not on this play. Oh, nope, he steps off. Trying to push across another insurance run here. It's not going. Inside. Batter takes his base on the walk.
Runners on corners, 2 outs.
2 outs, runners on first and third. That doesn't hurt the Indians too much. Brings up the first baseman, Giesman. Grounded out to the second baseman and grounded out to the pitcher in both of his at-bats. The one batter that has not been on base today for the Patriots. First and third. Let's see if the Indians decide to throw through if the runner decides to steal. Not going on pitch number 1. Ball's going to be in the dirt. Good stop by Thompson to keep the runners where they are. And Ballage still in the windup, even with a runner on first. Nope, he steps off now and realizes that. Yep, and he balked. I called it. I knew it right away. Runners advance. He did not set. He kind of bounced into his motion. So a runner advances to score, and the runner on first advances a second on the balk. That's going to be a strike. Yeah, he just didn't set it. Right when he brought his hands down, he bounced them straight back up. You got to set for at least a second before you go in your motion. Ball hit high in the air to the right fielder. It's going to be Levi Crandall. He's going to make the running catch. That's going to be out number 3 for the final out. But after the Patriots score one more, reached on an error, moved to second on a wild pitch, moved to third on the double play, and then scored on a balk. So no hits still. But the Patriots get another run. It is 4-1. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. Leading off the bottom of the fifth for the Indians is the second baseman, Leo Matamoros. Senior Leo Matamoros takes a strike one on the inside corner. Indians got to get something going. Only a few more at-bats left. 1-1 count now. Leo grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. That was back in the second inning. It's inside for ball number 2. A.J. Myers for the Patriots only at 41 pitches here through this part of the fifth inning, so he is very economical. That's going to be a ball hit to the third baseman. Nice stab. He comes up throwing and not able to get Leo at first, and he's going to round first and go to second. That's going to be an error on the throw by the third baseman. Was going to be a close play, but I think a better throw would have had him. But he advances to second on the error.
Morris reaches second base on the air.
So the Indians have something, at least something going here in this bottom of the fifth inning. Let's see if they can take advantage of it now. They have yet to take advantage of anything so far in this game, other than the one play by Kellen Rock back in the second inning. Swing and a miss. Vasquez was trying to take advantage of it right there. That was a big swing. Check on Leo. He gets back with no throw. He's going to throw this time. He gets back without really sliding. They're really worried about Leo at second base, which is not super alarming. He is very quick, but with down by 3 runs, with you not being able to get anything going, I don't know if they'd risk a stolen base here. Nice curveball there, drops in for a strike. A stolen base, and if you don't get it, man, you just kill the momentum even more. So I don't see Leo going, but we'll see. Swing and a pop fly, super high. It's going to stay on the infield. The first baseman's going to camp under it, and he's going to fall down to the ground while making the catch. Oh, man, that was a unfortunate break for the Indians. But it goes down in the book as out, nonetheless. Leo stays put at second. That brings up the catcher, Kyler Thompson. And he steps in the box and immediately calls a timeout. Again, a nice curveball starting at the inside corner and just dropping in for a strike. Haven't seen that much from him in this game. He hasn't really had to throw many different pitches. He's been able to get the Indians to just ground out all game. Throw back to check on Leo one more time. Leo is going for third, a ground ball, foul. And he looked like he actually had that stolen base. But Kyler swung and fouled it off, so he has got to go back to second. It's one of those pitches, there's just nothing going right for the Indians. He had that stolen base, and Kyler swung and fouled it off on a pitch that kind of out of the strike zone. Hits the ground ball to the second baseman, though. They're going to get it easy out at first. Leo will advance to third with 2 outs.
At second base for the
Kyler is
second out of
the
inning.
second out of the inning.
Matamoros advances
It's going to
to
bring
third
up the
base.
freshman Levi
2 down.
Crandall. Let's see if he can come through with
Brings up right fielder number
the
6.
second hit of the game for the Indians and score another run here. Or if Myers is going to keep his sheet clean. That's going to hit Levi on the first pitch, and the Indians have some momentum here.
Crandall's hit by a pitch. Runners on the corners. 2 down. Brings up Indian pitcher number 8, Jasper Ballard.
All right, Jasper, the freshman and the pitcher in this game now, could help himself and the Indians out a lot right now with a base knock. Levi does have a much shorter lead now than he has in previous games. First pitch is a ball. Except this is a play where you may send him because I still don't know. It's a 3-run deficit, but it's a lot easier to steal a base when you have a guy on third. And he does steal, slightly delayed steal, but he will get the second without a throw. So now a base hit could score 2 runs here and get the Indians right back in the game. Oh, never mind. That was not a ball. It's a 1-1 count. I apologize. Foul ball. So it's a 1-2 count now on Jasper. Outside. There we go. That's the second ball. 2-2 on the freshman pitcher. And what this does now is actually the Indians no longer have a DH. I don't know how much that really matters in high school. Ground ball to the third baseman. Can he beat it out? He cannot. And the Patriots get out of that inning unscathed. We're going to the 6th. The Patriots still lead 4-1. Here we go in the top of the 6th inning. Leading off would be the center fielder for the Patriots, Tetmore. Reached on an error and then grounded out to the third baseman. Oh, no, they have a new guy coming in here. It's going to be Garrett Bennett, number 18, will bat for Tetmore. outside. Ball number 1. It's going to be a ball number 2. Don't go anywhere after this game. This is a doubleheader. You're going to have the legendary voice of the Indians, Aiden Fortney, is going to be calling game number 2 here. That game will start, I don't know how many minutes in between game, but it'll roughly start around 12 to 12:15, I'm guessing. Depends on when this one ends. Strike number 2. 2-2 count. Ballage delivers. Swing and a ground ball to third baseman. Going to take a good hop for Layton. He's going to take it. Fire. Throw. Too high. Pulls Rock off the bag. And that's going to be an error on Layton Stearns. Another error for the Indians. That's the 4th error of the game for the Indians. Now the Patriots at the top of their lineup. Byram, third baseman. He has singled, grounded into a fielder's choice, and grounded out to third base. Ball in the dirt for ball number 1.
Batting complete, good top of the order, third baseman, number 9, Gavin Byron.
Pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Nice pitch there from Jasper. Swing and a pop fly. That's going to go out of play. Hits the concrete. No cars damaged. 1-2 on Byram. Outside for ball number 2. Going to be a full count now. Inside, that's going to be a walk. And the Patriots have set something up now. First and second with nobody out.
First and second, nobody out.
Brings up Schumanauer.
Number 7.
He is struck out and then reached base twice on hit by pitches. So he is a little tired of getting pelted. And he's also the catcher. And he almost got hit again. Just ducked in time for that one. Ball number 2. And Coach Stearns is going to come out to talk to Jasper and give him a little bit of a breather. meaning on the mound, is complete. Steps back in with a 2-0 count. First and second, nobody out. Ball is hit. Line drive to left field. Seth Yoder's going back. He's going back. He's going to bounce off the wall, off the fence. Runner is going to score. That's going to be an RBI double for Schumanauer. And the Patriots are in business.
1 run scores. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. Brings up shortstop number 20, Carter Dugan.
And we're going to have a new pitcher now. Ballage will be done for the day. And it looks like they're going to bring in Seth Yoder to pitch.
Seth Yoder, number 7, will be on the mound now for the Indians.
And I will say that's the first legitimate base hit from either team today. That's only the Patriots' second hit of the game. Seth Yoder will be pitched. We'll be right back. All right, brings up the shortstop, Fusion. He swings on the first pitch, line drive to center field, base hit. That's going to score another run. And he's going to go to second on the air-mared throw.
Fugan scores another run. He advances to second base on the throw. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. Brings up second baseman number 8, Grant Winthrop.
It is starting to unravel in this inning for the Indians. Patriots are starting to make good contact, and the balls are starting to fall into the outfield. Outside. Ball number 1. Ball number 2. 6-1 now for the Patriots. It'll be a squeeze bunt, and it's going to... Oh, my goodness. Now the Indians are just throwing the ball around the field. So they bunted, a squeeze bunt, scored the run. Kyler picked the ball up and airmailed the throw to first base, and the runner got to second.
Window advances to second base. Runner on second, nobody out. The designated hitter number 27, Dave Summers.
So that's a sacrifice bunt, and then he moves to second on the error. Yes, still nobody out. Swing and a miss. Strike two. 4 runs. First 4 batters up. Reached base and scored. On the inside for ball number 1. Outside, ball number 2. Line drive to the second baseman. Caught. Throw back to second and the double play. Good play by Matamoros and Quadrer.
Matamoros, and he doubles up the runner at second base. 2 outs.
So a line out to the second baseman is the first out.
The fielder number 14.
Runner stranded off the bag a little bit too far and got caught on the line double play. So quickly, 2 outs now for the Indians. Brings up the left fielder Phillips. Strike on the inside corner. I believe Elijah Monday is warming up in the bullpen for the Indians. Swing and a miss. Strike number 2. Elijah Monday scored the winning run for the Indians in the first game of the season off the Kyler Thompson RBI single walk-off. A little bit high for ball number 1. And strike 3, called looking, and the Indians finally get out of the inning in what was a inning that we'd like to forget. At the end of the inning, the Patriots score 4 runs off 2 hits, 2 errors, and nobody left on base. We're going into the bottom of the 6th. Indians trailing 8-1. Leading off for the Indians in the bottom of the 6 is shortstop Callan Quaderer. Indians trailing 8-1. Trying to get some runs on the board here to make it a game. Strike on the inside corner, but A.J. Myers is not letting them get into this game at all. He only has 53 pitches through 5 innings so far. Swing and a miss. Just pumping the strikes. Only allowed 1 hit. Sorry, there's been 2 hits. Only 1 person to score. The other hit was erased on a double play. 0-2 count on Quaderer. Swing, line drive, back up the middle on the ground. Eats up the shortstop again, and he's going to reach on the error by the shortstop. So the Indians again have a leadoff batter on. Let's see if they can do anything with it now. Brings up the pitcher, Seth Yoder. Swing and a pop fly out to right field. Right field is going to camp under it and make the catch. Quaderer will retreat to first base. Brings up Leighton Stearns, the third baseman. Quaderer sitting on first base with 1 out. Stearns has popped out to the third baseman and grounded into the double play in the 4th. Way outside for ball number 1. That was one of those ground balls at third base. Runner is going, and he's going to be safe on the stolen base.
Quaderer still second base.
Pitch was a ball, so it's 2-0 now. Swing and a foul ball into the fence for a strike. Good hold from Leighton Stearns right there. Tried to drop in a breaking ball. 3-1 now for Stearns. And they check on Quaderer. He gets back in time. And Leighton works a walk. So the Indians have 2 runners on now. With only 1 out. Brings up Kellen Rock, the only player to kind of do anything in this game so far. He had a double in the 2nd inning, stole 3rd, and then scored on a wild pitch. Yeah, a double now would be super helpful. But 1 out. 1 out, runners on 1st and 2nd. That's going to be a line drive into the gap. That's going to fall. That is going to be at least a double. Kellen Rock's going to motor around to 2nd, and Leighton's going to stop at 3rd. RBI double for the 2nd double of the game for Kellen Rock.
Second base, Stearns advances to 3rd.
RBI double for Kellen Rock. That's the 3rd hit of the game. Third hit of the game for Mississinewa. Kellen had a double in the 2nd inning. Yoder had a hit, but he was erased on a double play immediately. But the Indians are in business. 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Ball grounded up the middle. Leo's going to He's going to be safe at first base, so that's going to be an RBI infield single.
Another run scores for the Indians. Runners on the corners, 1 out.
And Rock moves to third.
Center fielder number 3, Bryson Vasquez.
So the Indians have some momentum here. Leo on first, Rock on third. Quadrer and Stearns have scored so far in this inning for the Indians. And this is what we were talking about the other day. Like, you got to put the ball in play and things will happen for you. The Indians making a little bit of noise. Let's see if they can make it count, or is it going to be a too little, too late situation? It's 8-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Bryson Vasquez is up now. Bryson Vasquez grounded out to third and popped out to the first baseman. Leo on first base. I would not be surprised if they send him at some point. Ball 1. It's the first time that the pitcher, A.J. Myers, has been in any sort of trouble in this game. Let's see if he can corral himself and get out of it without too much more damage happening. And they are thinking the same thing I am. They've checked on Leo twice in a row. And if this were the MLB, you only have one more attempt. But it's high school. Leo is going. Pitch is a strike. They actually do throw to get him. And they do get him, but the run will score.
And a ball thrown out of second base, attempting to steal.
So the run scores,
third base.
but that is another out. A 1-1 count now on Bryson Vasquez. So the base is empty now for Vasquez. Ball. 2-1. Foul ball for a 2-2 count. Outside for a ball that was right on the corner, but the umpire did not call it. So close pitch, full count now for Vasquez. Inside, and he will work a walk.
Draws a walk. Brings up Indy pitcher number 9, Kyler Thompson.
Vasquez is also speedy. Needing runs, you may want to send him to get a runner in scoring a position with 2 outs. 3 runs in the inning so far for the Indians on 2 hits. A RBI double by Rock and an RBI single. And Thompson is going to be hit by a pitch. So the Indians have runners on first and second now with 2 outs.
Brings up right fielder number 17, Levi Crandall.
And they're going to courtesy run for Kyler Thompson. It's going to be number 20, Merrick Mobley. And they're going to come talk to the pitcher. I don't know if they're going to pull him or they're just going to talk to him. Oh, no, they are pulling the pitcher. This is the second one, so we'll come back in a minute. They're going to get number 24, it looks like. Number 24, Camden Fraley is going to come into pitch.
For Jay County, number 24, Camden Fraley.
We'll be right back after the warm-ups. Fraley is done with his warm-ups. Freshman Levi Crandall up with probably one of his biggest at-bats of his very short career. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Indians have scored 3, and they're down 8-4. Trying to score a couple more to scare the Patriots a little bit. Swing and a miss. He was trying for that first home run. Sometimes young players want to get the huge hit when all they need is just one of the little singles to score a run here. See if Crandall can come through. And that hits him on the head.
Crandall's hit by a pitch.
That's a hit by pitch on the back of the helmet. Good thing he's okay.
Bring up Indian left fielder number 8, Jasper Ballard.
And now, this would be even a crazier time for a freshman to hit their first home run, Jasper Ballage, if he hits a grand slam right now. We're not obviously expecting that, but if that were to happen, that would be one of the crazier things I've seen. And the pitcher is in the windup. Outside, ball's going to get to the backstop. Leo is going to try to score, and he will score on the wild pitch. Indians score another. Sorry, Vasquez, not Matamoros. And the runners move up to second and third. Yes, that I believe our official score is correct. That was a pass ball, not a wild pitch. Strike one with a 1-1 count on Ballage. Runners on second and third. 2 outs here. A base hit probably scores 2 to get the game to 1. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. He fields it cleanly. He's going to throw to first and get the out. So the Patriots get out of the inning. However, the Indians have 2 hits, 4 runs, 1 error, and 2 guys left on base, and the Indians only trail 8-5 now. We're going to the final inning. Don't go anywhere. Going to the top of the 7th here. The Indians cut the lead to 8-5. Brings up the right fielder number 22, Brown. Brown has reached on a fielder's choice and walked twice, stolen 2 bases, and advanced on the balk. So he's had a pretty successful day on the bases so far. Scored once. Seth Yoder still in pitching for the Indians. Swinging a ground ball just foul of the third base bag. I don't know if you can hear, but the tornado siren going off in the background. Tornado expected. I'm just kidding. It's just a test. Just outside for a ball. Grace is not working. 1-1 count here on Brown. Outside goes to the backstop. 2-1. Inside for a strike, 2-2. Outside brings the count full. Full count on the right fielder Brown to start the 7th inning. Going to swing a line drive to center field. It's going to be a blooper over in between Vasquez and Quadra for a single to lead off the 7th. Runner on first, swing and a miss to the first baseman, Giesman. Ground ball to the third baseman, but it's just foul again, so that's going to be a quick 0-2 count on Giesman. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. First out of the inning.
First out of the inning. Brings up center fielder number 21, Brady Jetmore.
I'm confused. So batting is Tetmore. He was pinch hit for earlier. However, in high school, apparently you can bring the original batter back into the game if you want to. Which is slightly confusing for me. Runner goes, throw down to second base, and they got the ball there in time. And they got him. Caught stealing at second base for the second out of the inning.
Second base, attempting to steal. 2 down.
The pitch was a strike, so it's a 1-1 count. And this would be a big batter to get out Don't let the Patriots flip it back over to the top of their lineup and go back to the bottom of the 7th with all the momentum if you're the Indians. Foul ball out of play. 2 strikes. Foul ball right back to us. That ball is going to be in the dirt for a ball 2. 2-2 count. Going to be a ball, so it's a full count now here. And Seth deals. Ball just a bit low, so that's going to be a walk.
Kenmore draws a walk. Brings up top of the order, third baseman number 9.
So the Patriots do flip the lineup. This will be the 5th at-bat of the game for Byram, the third baseman. Singled, fielder's choice, ground out to third, and a walk so far in the game. Ball goes off the, it's going to be a pass ball from Thompson to get the runner to second base.
This is the second base on the pass ball.
Going to be a hit by pitch.
Byram's hit by a pitch. Brings up Patriot catcher number 7, Drew Shimenauer.
That's the 6th Jay County Patriot that the Indians have hit today. And there have been 2 Indians hit today by the Patriots. So 8 total hit by pitches in one game. It's going to be a line drive to left field, and it's going to be a catch by Ballage in left field for the final out of the inning.
Left field for the final out of the inning.
So the Indians have one more crack at it. They need to score 3 to keep playing or 4 to win the game. We're coming back for the bottom of the 7th. All right, here we go. The last licks for the Indians. 3 to keep playing, go to extras, and 4 to win. That's part of the lineup that you want for the Indians. The top of the order, Callan Quadra leading off. He is grounded out to third, struck out, and reached on an error by the shortstop. Ball is high. Strike on the outside corner. That's going to be a fly ball out towards the right field line. Can anybody get there? They cannot get there, but it falls in the grass, but it's just foul. Now, unfortunate right there because Quadra was on second already as the ball dropped. So it's a 1-2 count now for the leadoff man, Callan Quadra. Yeah, that's going to be a 2-2 count now. Ball in the dirt. Just a reminder, we do have a doubleheader, so the second game will be, don't know exactly the time, but we're guessing about 30 to 40 minutes after this game completes. Full count for Quadra. As the leadoff guy, you're just trying to get on base to get the inning started for your team. See if you can do that here. That's going to be a called third strike, and he didn't like it, but that pitch was way too close to take in that moment. First out of the inning for the Indians.
Pitcher number 7, Seth Yoder.
Brings up Seth Yoder, the pitcher. Started out in left field in this game. He has grounded out to second, singled, got a race on a double play, and then flew out to the right fielder. And that's going to be a strike for the first strike. Going to go to the backstop for ball number 1. Ball 2. Just got to get some Indians on base here. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. 2-2 count on Seth Yoder. Trying to move the lineup over. Way up high, so another full count. And just like Callan Quadra, if the ball is close, you got to swing at it. We need runners on base. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout in a row for Fraley for the second out of the inning. And the Indians are down to their final out. Brings up Leighton Stearns, who has popped out to the third baseman, grounded into a double play, and walked and scored a run today. Indians down to their final out of the game, down 3 runs. Nobody on base here. Fraley has struck out 2 in a row. is outside for the first pitch. Outside for ball number 2. If you're late, all you have to do is just keep the lineup moving. Just get on base and let Kellen Rock take a turn. That ball is high, so 3-0 count now on Leighton Stearns. And I would assume, or I would hope that he does not have the green light here. He'll be taking all the way. He wanted to swing, but that's a good call. 3-1 count on Leighton Stearns. Coach Stearns just said, got to be perfect. He's taking another one unless it's right down the middle. And it was not, so Leighton works his second walk in a row and will get to first base. Brings up Kellen Rock, who has doubled twice today. He's doubled twice, he's scored a run, and he has an RBI. Scored 2 runs, apologize. Going to have a pinch runner, a courtesy runner for Leighton Stearns. It'll be number 20, Merrick Mobley.
Pinch runner for the Indians, number 20, Merrick Mobley.
I wonder if they're just going to have some defensive indifference here, and they're just going to let Merrick have second base. They're not even going to try it, though. Ball 1. Ball 2. Ball 3. Ball gets past the catcher, and Merrick will advance to second base on the wild pitch. 3-0 count on Kellen Rock. Again, I would be guessing Rock would be taking the next 2 pitches regardless. And ball is outside, so that is a walk. Oh, okay, it is a 3-1 count. If he called a strike earlier, he didn't make anybody aware of it. So 3-1 count now. Ball is high. That is a walk.
Rock draws a walk.
2 walks in a row. Brings up Leo Matamoros as the tying run at first base. Leo represents the tying run. 2 outs. Runners on first and second base. Leo did have a single last inning. Strike 1. He had an RBI single last inning, but then he got caught stealing second base. Ball way up high for ball number 1. Looks like Fraley's having a hard time throwing strikes right now, so if you're the Indians, you let them come after you before you really start swinging. Make them throw you one. Again, a ball in the dirt, and the runners are going to advance to second and third on another wild pitch. Base hit, scores 2 potentially, depending on where it is. Two and 1 count on Leo Matamoros. Runners on second and third. 2 outs. Way outside for ball number 3. As I was saying, Fraley is not finding the strike zone right now. He's had 3 balls on every single batter in the inning so far. Just lucky enough to get the 2 strikeouts to start the inning to have the 2 outs. He's walked the next two guys, and he has a 3-1 count on Leo. He delivers. Up, stairs, ball gets away from the catcher, but that's probably a good decision by Merrick to not try to score.
Brings up Indian center fielder number 3, Bryson Vasquez.
Now Bryson Vasquez tries to keep the line moving. Full bases here for the Indians. Loaded bases, first, second, and third. Bryson Vasquez represents the game-winning run. Leo Matamoros represents the tying run at first, and they're going to bring in a new pitcher here. It's going to be number 13, Brock Wasson.
Now the man for Jay County, number 13, Brock Wasson.
Brock Wasson coming on to pitch. He's a sophomore, so I'm guessing this is a very stressful varsity appearance for him. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bryson Vasquez represents the game-winning run. Grand Slam wins the game. Base hit scores maybe 1 or 2, and we keep moving for Kyler Thompson, but there's 2 outs. Got to keep the line moving here. This will be the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Patriots. The Indians had 3 pitchers as well. All right, here we go. Bryson Vasquez at the plate, representing the game-winning run. Bases loaded, 2 outs. You don't need a grand slam here. You just need to get on base somehow and keep the lineup moving. Bryson Vasquez walked, grounded out to third, and flied out to the first baseman. Ball in the dirt for ball number 1. And you just need to let these guys come after you. Like, if they're not going to throw strikes, don't give them free ones. Merrick Mobley at first. Rocket second. Matamoros at first. Ball number 2. 2-0. I know Bryson wants a big hit right here, but a walk, RBI walk, is just as good. Foul, straight back. Hit the ground in front of my car and bounced over it. We are still safe. Two and one now on Bryson Vasquez. Outside, ball 3. I see his mom down there recording this at bat. She's probably stressed, as moms are. 3-1 count here. It's got to be in the middle for you to swing. And that's going to be a base hit over the third baseman's head. 1 run scores. 2 runs scores. And that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Bryson Vasquez. Matamoros advances to second. And that brings up Kyler Thompson. Kyler Thompson played hero in the first home game of the year with the RBI walk-off. Can he do it again? A single will tie the game with Leo Matamoros at second base. Ball in the dirt. One and no count. Kyler Thompson. Base hit ties the game. Foul ball. The Indians are doing everything they can. They are fighting and clawing hard to the end of the game. They have cut an 8-1 deficit to 8-7. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Leo represents the tying run on second base. Ball inside. 2-1 on Kyler Thompson. Levi Crandall, the freshman, waits on deck. In the dirt. Ball number 3. 3-1 count. 3-1 count is what Bryson Vasquez had, and the pitcher just needed to get a strike over, and he lined a 2 RBI single into left field. Let's see if he tries that same thing. Indians have speed on the bases. Foul ball. Full count. The Indians are down to their final strike. That will release the runners. The runners will go on the pitch. Full count, 2 outs. A double will win the game with Bryson Vasquez at first base. Single ties it. Full count, 2 outs. Indians down to their final strike. And he's gonna step off and take a look at the runners. It is not a balk for those of you talking behind me. Indians down to their final strike. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners go. Foul ball. Well, I said runners go, but Leo went. Bryson stayed at first for some reason. Coach Stearns made sure to tell him, hey, you're going on a 3-2 count. Way to hang in there from Kyler Thompson. Let's do it again. 3-2, 2 outs. Tying run on second. Pitch goes. That's going to be a line drive into left field. The left fielder's going back. It's over his head. It's over his head. The Indians are going to win the game. Walk-off RBI double for Kyler Thompson. The Indians come back from 8-1 in the final 2 innings and win 9-8. What a comeback for the Indians. Kyler Thompson does it again. Oh, my goodness. And the Patriots fans and players are stunned. A 2 RBI walk-off double in the bottom of the 7th. 8 runs in the final 2 innings, and the Indians steal a victory against the Patriots in game number 1. Oh, my goodness. What a game. What a game. A.J. Myers pitched a phenomenal game through 6 innings for the Patriots, but they give it up in the bottom of the 7th. And the Indians are 2-1 on the year with their 2 home wins being on walk-off hits by Kyler Thompson. Man, I hope the second game is just as good as this one. Don't go anywhere, guys. We have the second game of this doubleheader coming up with Aiden Fortney on the call.